Iridium is more than just a satellite company, making connections anywhere, to anything, or anyone. With an upgraded, state-of-the-art constellation, complemented by decades of experience, Iridium brings new energy and a forward-looking vision to the industry. There's no other network like it. Operating in low Earth orbit, Iridium is still the only commercial satellite system where calls and data are passed from satellite to satellite. The network provides low-latency, weather-resilient services to the whole planet. Safety and reliability are in Iridium's DNA. Trusted by people and organizations in some of the world's most challenging environments, Iridium remains committed to helping make the world a safer place. And Iridium continues to innovate beyond satellite phones. The flexible Iridium Certus platform provides voice and data access at the fastest L-band speeds available. Iridium is also enabling the technology of the future, from real-time tracking to command and control for autonomous systems, and simplifying IoT application development beyond cellular networks. And all of this is made possible through Iridium's growing ecosystem of over 450 industry-leading companies around the world. As we look to the future, the possibilities are endless.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gary Berman, the host of the Cyber Hero Adventure Show. Thanks so much for who you are and what you do and why you do it. Today, we have an incredibly important and impressive group of thought leaders. We're going to talk about securing space. Are we actually going to be able to defend the digital universe? We're going to hear all about that and a lot more, beginning with our first guest, Matt Desch, CEO of Iridium. Hey, Matt, welcome to the show.
Great to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Gary. Turns out to be space is a lot of fun and interesting. We've had an interesting year, 15 years, as we've grown to become quite a successful company from our auspicious starts many years ago, running still the only network that covers every part of the planet today from low Earth orbit. Got a brand new network that we just spent $3 billion on and want to protect, which is why this is an important topic to us, as you can imagine.
Wow, that is incredibly interesting. And speaking of incredibly interesting, I want to invite to the show Sam Visner. Sam is a technical fellow over at MITRE and very involved with the space ISAC, to be sure. Hey, Sam, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thanks for having me, Gary. It's good to be here.
Yeah, you know what? I was just talking to you the other day, and you're the first guest that has been with us 4 times. So now this will be your 5th time, so we have to give you some kind of jacket. I'll give you a cape. What color cape would you like? And a mask?
Well, if my superhero outfit, Gary, will look like you. My own origin story really is that I've always been interested in national security. So when the Space ISAC was stood up in late 2019, and it was established based on interest at the White House at that time, it seemed like something I would need to support. The ISAC itself is comprised of many of the leading companies in the space systems business. Companies that build and design and launch and engineer and operate space systems, whether or not they're for communications like Iridium, geodesy, resource mapping, imagery, or any other mission in space, including eventually travel, manufacturing, and eventually tourism.
Yeah, great to be here, Gary. Thanks for the invite. Really appreciate it.
Indeed. And Max, you were one of the first people I had the privilege of listening and learning from a long time ago. I was saying, I remember after, our discussion, I said, wow, I mean, if this is the level of people and the type of people that are defending, this country and our assets, we have a lot to be optimistic about. And the thing to me that was incredibly interesting about you and your background, which I'd love for you to share your origin story now, is what you're doing with mushrooms. So, and your sort of handle or your superhero name is the Cyber Farmer, right?
Yes. And really, the Cyber Farmer, it's all about sowing seeds of cybersecurity. And Sam touched on it earlier. being open and sharing information freely. And that's really what I do. And so I am a subcontractor to Peraton. I'm with the Abile Group as the NASA Sense Security SME. I am not speaking on behalf of NASA, so please hope everyone understands that. And now here I am working on my PhD in cybersecurity, and my dissertation is going to be on innovation of the hacker, especially as it relates to space-based systems.
Let me introduce our audience. Scott, the wireless warrior Schober. He's CEO of BBS Systems, and they actually manufacture stuff. He's very rare in my world. Most of the people that I listen and learn from or part of our network are in the software or engineering kinds of things. He does engineer, but he actually makes cool stuff. So Scott, welcome to the show.
Yeah, great to be here.
Tell us some of the stuff you're working on.
Yeah, our company is kind of an interesting company. We focus on niche wireless design and manufacturing for actually all the companies that are on here are actual customers of ours and many others. We do a lot of work for DoD agencies and certainly anything to do with security and wireless, where there's a cross there. So we call it cyber wireless threat detection tools. Often where there's a SCIF that houses classified information, our tools, our black boxes will actually scan and look for any possible wireless threats. So that's a core part of our business. But a fair amount of our other stuff to do is actually a lot with timing for ground-based timing, I should say, with satellite networks and other timing solutions that we built over the years that often is used in conjunction with some of these larger projects that you're talking about. And then I focus a lot on the cybersecurity side. So a concern that I have in line with a lot of the stuff that already these great guests have been talking about is really the vulnerabilities that are out there in the world of satellites and some of the things that have been done to really shore that up so they're not targets and they're not compromised. And the way I look at it is so many billions of dollars have been invested in this vital communication means that we're all dependent upon on the globe, that it has to be kept secure and safe. And I'm very glad that they're doing a lot of things to actually make a difference here. In contrast to a number of years ago, I think there were a tremendous amount of vulnerabilities. Now they're actually addressing these things from day one, as opposed to waiting and trying to patch things and fix these vulnerabilities later on in life, which really just means it's going to be a safer planet for us. And it's going to be a lot harder for these cyber criminals to really get into the satellite network. So it's good things and it's important things that will keep us safe. And it's part of national security now.